On this episode of Bondi Vet...
Wow.
Chester hates skateboards and somebody could get hurt.
The look on his face just says, if I get you, I'm going to tear you to pieces.
Is there any future for this family of abandoned pups?
This little puppy's basically blind. That is just shocking. How could anyone give you up, huh?
A risky operation to remove a tumour from the clinic's smallest ever patient.
What is one person's vermin is the absolute centre of this little girl's universe. Around here, it's all creatures great and very small.
It's probably as close to a police dog's mouth as I'll ever get.
Can Lisa rescue a canine cop?
It breaks your heart when you see things like that.
And the doc has one of those days.
I never quite know if he's scared or if he's loving it, and I think he's loving it.
There's the fingers.
Chris.
Ah.
You make my world a better place.
Yes!
He's walking with me.
I can depend on
I'm actually down here for work. I've been told to come down here because someone wants a consultation. They said it can only happen here, it can't happen in the clinic, because in the clinic, I won't see the problem, whatever that is.
Chris's unconventional appointment is with 6-year-old Chester. The West Highland Terrier is suffering from a weird phobia.
Thanks for coming down, mate.
That's all right. Good to see you. Hey,
Good to see you.
Yes.
Yeah? This is Chester?
This is Chester.
The dog with a problem.
The dog with a problem, absolutely. We've had him as a puppy, and he's the most amazing little creature, but there's one major issue, and it's kind of ruining his and our lives in Bondi.
There he comes!
This is it. This is it.
Wow.
Oh. There lies his issue.
That's it.
Issue.
Yeah. Skateboarders. Suddenly, this cute little dog has become a monster. He's coming within inches of grabbing those guys' legs and biting them. And the look on his face just says, if I get you, I'm going to tear you to pieces. Who rides skateboards? Kids.
Kids, exactly.
So he's aggressive towards kids.
Exactly.
In a really weird sort of a way, in Chester's mind, there's this imminent danger of the skateboarder attacking them with this really forceful sound. What does he do? Each time he barks at the threat leaves. He's the hero. He scraped the end of his nail. That just shows you how forcefully he's actually going at those skateboarders. He's actually digging those nails in when he lunges. If Chester does somehow manage to get off that leash and bite a kid, then obviously the kid's going to be hurt. But Mark and Jessie could be sued. And for Chester, it could be as serious as him being put down for that sort of thing. It's a situation that needs a solution. I hope I've got it.
Today, SASH emergency vet Lisa Chimes is visiting an animal shelter in Sydney's west.
Who's the happiest ones? They adopt out something like 5,000 dogs and cats a year, and I love them for that. I got the worm tablets. Wait. Good ones.
But Lisa's vet checks are interrupted by the unexpected arrival of 6 homeless Shar-Pei puppies.
They are so cute. When I'm playing with these puppies, they are so adorable that I just want to melt. And thinking to myself, why would anyone dump such gorgeous babies? And when I look closely at them, I can see why. And look at that. Oh, darling. This little puppy's basically blind. I mean, her eyelids just won't open because they're rolled inwards. It's pretty awful. So the condition is called Entropion, and basically their eyelids are growing inwards, so their eyelashes are rubbing up against the surface of the eye, and it can cause major irritation. It can potentially cause blindness.
Radical surgery is the only answer. Without it, Lisa knows the little ones have no chance of finding a home. But to make her grand plan happen, she needs to call in a big favour.
And I was wondering if it would be possible if maybe you could come and help us out.
All I want is really good audio, really clear audio of those wheels going across that concrete.
Back at Bondi Beach, Chris is on the Chester case. He's about to try a left field idea to cure the terrier's dangerous hatred of skateboards.
Chester! It's a massive issue. It's a massive extravaganza when a skateboard goes past.
That would be
I mean, a
worst
little
case
kid on a
scenario.
skateboard with a parent comes past, he gets the ankle, throws blood. He might get put down.
All I need is for you guys to go up here and then skate back. Mix it up, so go pretty close, do a few tricks, really kick it out and actually produce heaps of noise. I've got everything I need. I just hope once I put it all together, it's going to work.
This is good. To fix an extreme problem, you sometimes need to come up with a fairly extreme and unique solution.
It's called the dog pod. It's a collar attached to an underwater iPod and it plays the sounds of skateboarders every few seconds.
I reckon that is all right.
I've got a really big favour to ask you.
At the Animal Welfare League shelter, Lisa is sending out an SOS to SASH eye specialist Mark Bilson. She needs his help to save an incredible 6 abandoned Shar-Pei puppies.
And I was wondering if it would be possible if maybe you could come and help us out and have a look at their eyes with your equipment. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Yeah, he's coming.
All right, that's awesome.
It appears the babies have been dumped because they're all suffering from a serious eye disease called Entropion.
It's one of the things that makes them so cute is all the rolls on their face, but when they're bred incorrectly, those rolls can be so severe that it can cause permanent eye damage and blindness. It's just a toy. This toy. What's this?
This shelter survives on donations. The voluntary services of the SASH team will now make it possible for the puppies to have their crucial operations. Without surgery, they have no future.
It's a horrible thought. I mean, these guys have got a long life ahead of them and a family somewhere that would love to have them. So it's a really sad thought to think that they may have been euthanized somewhere else, but our concern is we want to make sure that we're rehoming happy and healthy dogs, and they definitely need the surgery, without a doubt, and the sooner the better.
Hey, bring that back. Excuse me.
At the Bondi Clinic, Chris has another out-of-the-ordinary case.
He's about a year old. My daughter's pride and joy.
A devoted dad has brought in his 12-year-old daughter's pet mouse, Pino.
She's a bit distraught about it at the moment.
In just 36 hours, an ugly tumour has engulfed Pino's body.
David and Pino.
Hi.
You're David.
Yeah.
Where's Pino?
Pino's in here.
All right.
There's
Of course Pino's in there.
Yeah.
Hey, Pino.
something, a little tumour.
Okay, come on through and we'll have a look.
Yeah, lovely.
So this has pretty much come up overnight, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mice certainly are prone to developing tumours, and I've seen a few of them, but this is by far and away the biggest one I've seen on a mouse. But you can see when you look from above there, it's as wide as Pino is.
Yeah.
And right now to be putting a huge strain on little Pino's body just to supply it with enough blood.
Mm.
Most of the tumours that we see in mice are mammary tumours.
Yep.
So they're essentially breast cancers.
Right.
Mice are used in human medical research to grow tumours so we can actually study how cancers behave and the best way to treat them. But unfortunately, some of those genes have gone into pet mice.
Daughter Elliot has given Dad strict instructions that she wants a medical update from Chris as soon as possible.
The only hope, I guess, that she has is if we can get in there and get around the back of that tumour, take it off.
Yeah.
But really not kill her in the process.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was to do nothing for little Pinot right now, this tumour would continue to grow and would kill her. I'm willing to give it a go if you're willing to let me.
Yep, sure, yeah.
What is one person's vermin is the absolute centre of this little girl's universe. And really, if they make an appointment, then we'll see them. Around here, it's all creatures great and very small.
Shocking, huh?
They are shocking, eh? Yeah, it's right up there.
At the Animal Welfare League shelter, SASH eye specialist Mark Bilson has responded to Lisa's SOS and donated his time to help the dumped puppies.
It's really swollen in there and you can hardly see any eye. There certainly is a chance there's going to be some permanent damage. This is one of the worst that I've seen for a while.
Mark wants to operate immediately.
Well, what we can do is effectively a bit of an eyebrow lift where we're going to put some stitches in and get their eyelids out of their eyes.
How could anyone give you up, huh? Without even giving you a chance. Yeah.
Lisa and Mark know the future of these brothers and sisters depends on these operations being successful.
Look at this, Lisa. This is nasty. You see that down there? So it's quite damaged. That cornea is much cloudier than it should be.
That is just shocking.
Laura? It's not lunch. It's a mouse.
A mouse. Oh my God.
This is Pinot.
At Bondi, another extraordinary surgery is about to get underway to remove a large cancerous tumour from tiny Pinot. A few more days and it would have killed the pet mouse.
It's a big day.
If that lump was unattractive before, I've got a bad feeling that once the fur's gone, it's not going to look any better. With her anaesthetic, this is probably the biggest challenge of all. You don't routinely carry mouse equipment in your average vet hospital, so you do have to make some adjustments. So I've cut a piece of glove out, and we're going to put this over the top of the anaesthetic tubing and then tape it in place. That then gives you the bare bones of what's going to be a mouse anaesthetic mask. And you just hope that she's going to like it. It all gets very serious all of a sudden once the clock's ticking like this. She can really only be under anaesthetic for 5-7 minutes, and that's about it. The idea is hopefully just to get in and around it and shell it out like a pea. Just working my way through these blood vessels that are feeding this immense tumour one by one, and just trying to crush them as we tear them in the hope they won't bleed anymore. People would think that, hey, you know, it's only just a mouse. But to Elliot, Pinot isn't just a mouse. It's a big part of her life. And you carry that on your shoulders during the whole surgery. So she's been under for about 6 minutes now, so we're right at the end of our window. She's just breathing, just an occasional breath every now and then, and each time she does, you get filled with hope, but then she stops again. It's just awful.
At the Animal Welfare League shelter,
So much skin.
Lisa and SASH eye specialist Mark Bilson are performing not one,
Right, I'm going.
but 6 operations to save the sight of a family of abandoned Shar-Pei pups.
I'm a neat sewer. Have been told. I might be slow, but I am neat.
If that had been left, the scarring's going to get worse and potentially interfere with her vision more severely.
How is that?
Not bad.
These guys are not in pain anymore because we've opened up those lids that were rolled in and those eyelashes are no longer scratching on the surface of their eye.
Slowly, the multiple patients start waking from their anaesthetics.
Really glad I came. It's nice to see them with their eyes open and they're very cute and looking forward to hearing about their new homes.
How about a big group hug for everybody?
Just coming around the back of the tumour now, it's quite tightly adhered to the wall of the chest, which is going to make this difficult to get off.
At the Bondi clinic, Chris's unusual surgery continues. He's removing an exceptionally massive tumour from a much-loved pet mouse.
Even with so much going on during that surgery, I still had moments to think, geez, there's a little girl at school wondering how her little mouse is getting on. There we go. You can see how close that tumour was to growing into her chest. That's her lung right there and her heart beating behind it. So this is just millimetres away from absolute disaster. The anaesthetic's still going. We've got to find a way to get this skin back together neatly and tidily and not lose her in the process.
With the stitching finished, Pino should wake up quickly. But as the minutes go by, the tiny mouse is not regaining consciousness.
It's all right. Hey, it's fine. You don't need to stress. There's a little girl waiting to see you. Hey, he's at school right now, thinking about you. You got to come around for her. Hey. I'd say you look like a drowned rat, but that's just not really appropriate for you, is it?
Pino might have survived the surgery, but there's still a huge fight ahead.
To remove something like that would be a decent operation in a Labrador. We're talking about a mouse that weighs maybe 40 grams, 50 grams, and that's got to be 10 or 20 right there. She'd be going through a lot of shock right now. She's really just lost close to half the blood in her body. Yeah, at the moment you can see she's hunched over, breathing deeply, just trying to force that blood around her body to satisfy the needs of her brain and all the different organs, because they'd be screaming out for blood, but the blood just ain't there.
This is where the skateboarders come rushing past and it's a big threat.
Yeah.
To counter that, we've got something that might surprise you.
Next day, Chris is ready to unleash his secret weapon on an unsuspecting Chester. He's hoping it will cure the West Highland Terrier's fanatical hatred of skateboards.
Chester now has his own iPod.
That's hilarious.
So it sits just outside Chester's ears. He hears the sound of skateboards every few seconds. And no matter how much he whimpers, barks, gets upset, they just keep on coming back. So I'll press play, and once it's going, we'll just walk straight away.
Yep. It's brilliant. If it works, it's absolutely brilliant.
You can hear it, but he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
You can see he's panting, he's pacing, he's really anxious. This is exactly what I want. Whilst it's not the most pleasant thing for Chester initially, what it's doing is saying to him, no matter what you do, the sound's always going to be there. You just have to learn to live with it. And he will. Mark and Jessie think the tricks have ended with the dog pod. Oh, no. So whenever you're walking Chester, I want you guys to walk this as well.
OK. I'm going to look slightly silly.
What I've been working hard to achieve up until now is desensitising Chester to the sound of skateboards. Now, we're going to work on the sight of them. This is one hell of a way to get him over his phobia. It's already not such a big deal.
He's not even looking at it. He's not even recognising it at the moment.
With the vast majority of behavioural situations, there's no quick fix. The only way you get results is with a lot of hard work. From here on in, it's up to Mark and Jessie to see if they can really turn him around.
I did feel slightly silly with it, but I'm going to do it, Chris. If it works, it works. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah. A bit sore, mate.
A puppy with a difference has just arrived at SASH. 4-month-old trainee police dog Ken is in agony.
I knew something was wrong because I'm on night work at the moment and he didn't bother me, he didn't wake me up. Went out to see why he was so quiet and I noticed a large lump on the side of his jaw.
This is probably as close to a police dog's mouth as I'll ever get.
He may only be a baby, but emergency vet Lisa Chimes is treating Ken with a healthy respect.
Okay, that is really swollen. It's like a golf ball.
It came up very, very quickly, within 6 hours. And he's really lethargic and just not himself because he's 100 miles an hour, he never stops.
Not a great sign. So let's just check you out.
I'm a puppy tragic, I am. Yeah, I've been in the dog unit for nearly 25 years. And in that period of time, I probably would have had over 100 pups at home. You get very attached to them and it breaks your heart when you see things like that, yeah.
So he has got a fever. His temperature's 39.7, so upper normal for him, what I'd say would be 39 max.
Yeah.
So that would explain why he's really not feeling very well at all.
Yeah.
So basically, I think what we need to do is admit him to hospital. I'm not going to know much until I actually can get a good feel, and he's so sore there, he just...
Yeah.
He's not going to let me do it without sedation.
That's fine. Now, you be a good boy now. I know, you be a good boy. Poor bugger.
Ken is really sore, and I'm worried he could have a nasty abscess, and that could turn septic and poison his bloodstream. But what could be even worse is that he's got a fractured jaw, and that would really put his police career on hold.
Chris is off to the Australian Reptile Park to help out Operations Manager Tim Faulkner.
Tim always selects his words very carefully when he asks me to come up here. He never really tells me what it's all about. I can usually tell a lot when I first see him. The sticks. I know what the sticks mean. It's gators, isn't it?
It's gators. We got some good ones for you today. What we are doing is sampling a range of species at the park, and it's basically because we occasionally get bitten, scratched and injured by some of these animals, and sometimes we end up with a really nasty infection and hospitalised when we're already receiving antibiotics. We're under treatment.
Experienced keeper Obi has been forced to hospital several times after serious bites.
So that's what happens to you guys if the antibiotics don't work. You have to actually sliced open.
Yeah, the infection gets in the tendon line, and if it gets in too deep, possibility of amputation of fingers and all the rest of it, so yeah, it's a bit scary.
So what you need to do is get some idiot to come in here and get samples from inside the mouths.
Yeah.
To sort of see what the bacteria are in those bites.
Yeah.
Who's the idiot, Tim?
Well, it's you today.
Yeah.
There's our boy.
Come on.
He's a pretty big unit.
Keep coming.
Come on.
There's no easing into it. First up, it's one of the biggest gators in the park.
That's it.
Yeah, now come.
With one of the biggest sets of teeth in the park.
That's it. Got it. 1, 2, 3.
Timmy, he's got a rope to stop him from going any further back. What's stopping him from coming further forward?
Yeah, well, not a lot. It's a bit of a false sense of security, isn't it? I love it each time we call him up because I never quite know if he's scared or if he's loving it, and I think he's loving it.
Right, I reckon I've got enough there.
Oh.
Could have been your finger, Chris.
Ah.
Hey, we'd have the right antibiotics for it.
Chris only needs one alligator sample, but his torrid day is just beginning.
She is a member of the largest snake family on Earth. Go. Right, everyone on.
He now has to get a swab from Monster, a 100-kilogram reticulated python.
The challenge here is that a lot of her teeth are sitting quite a way at the back, and she's got a head that can lunge forward as well, so you've got to get in there, but just be mindful of the fact that Monster here will lunge forward.
Good morning, visitors, and welcome to the Australian Reptile Park. Starting in 5 minutes' time,
a heart attack?
In the end, it wasn't Monster that scared me the most. It was the monstrous PA announcement that nearly killed me.
This is... Oh,
Well, that's what's going to go into us.
There's no way I'm getting cocky yet. Sure, we're 2 from 2, but I just know Tim's still got some more surprises for us.
There you go, mate.
The last swab needs to come from a Tasmanian devil.
Ah, well done.
Hey.
But this fella's not keen on being part of the medical research.
Not happy. Not happy at all. Yep, you got it? I think we got it, didn't we? Yeah, all right. Talk to his little fella.
OK, you gonna let him go?
Yep.
I don't think that's hygienic, the stuff that's smeared over you.
Nah, I don't think so, neither. Nah.
I do hope that those samples will make a difference and ensure those keepers are kept free of infections and really have their limbs intact for many years to come. For me, though, I'm just grateful to be leaving with these.
That's good work.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Ah. You can come up on the table.
At SASH, Lisa is also treating a patient with the potential to do serious damage, a trainee police puppy with a shocking swelling on his jaw.
Poor little Ken is absolutely terrified, let alone painful. I mean, this morning he woke up and he was fine, and then just over the last 6 hours, this massive swelling has blown up, and now he's feeling awful. It's terrifying for him. And that's really hard. At the moment when I'm feeling it, I'm thinking it's an abscess. It's hot and it's hard and it's painful. Oh, my love. Okay. Oh, baby. All right, Bubsy. Have a nice rest. The next thing for Ken is for him to have a general anaesthetic. When you wake up, it will all be over. Allow me to have a really good feel of the area. I'm going to take some x-rays just to make sure that he actually hasn't got a broken jaw. So this is the swelling on the left side of his jaw. The good thing is his bones actually look normal, and it does appear that it's just affecting the soft tissues surrounding the bone. So I'm just going to shave the area, and then we're going to stick a needle in and see what we get out. But if it comes out with pus, then it's an abscess, and the only way to fix that is to open it up with the scalpel blade. Now, that's not the normal yellow colour you would expect with pus, say, in a pimple, but that's pretty chunky, and I'm happy that that is fluid from an abscess. If we don't open up that abscess, that infection is just going to brew, the swelling's going to get bigger and bigger, and Ken will just get really sick.
Hello.
On his way back from the Australian Reptile Park, Chris receives a call from a worried babysitter who's looking after a friend's turtle.
And her golden retriever's actually tipped it up and bitten through the shell.
I'll head over there now.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, it's all right. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Going?
Yeah, good,
You got a turtle?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Where is it?
Hi, upstairs. Come on, thank God you're
I'm
here.
Chris.
The dog took a liking to the new family member and thought he'd have a little taste. And he's put a few holes in him.
Is this him begging?
That's just him wanting attention.
I think it's him wanting something else, actually.
Homer's owners are away for 3 weeks. This is the turtle's very first day in Jodie's care.
It's very clear that Coda is absolutely obsessed by Homer, and when he saw his chance, he took it. There's 2 big puncture wounds here, but also he's had a few little goes here trying to get his teeth to grip into the shell.
Oh, well, I nearly threw up, to tell you the truth. I didn't know where to go, where to run or who to ring But we decided to ring Bondi Vet.
No, you don't beg. It demeans you. It's not a good look, Coda. If that tooth has gone right through, that goes straight into his lungs. My biggest concern is really twofold. How much damage have Coda's jaws done to Homer's internal organs? And then infection. A dog's teeth carry a lot of bacteria. If they've been forced in underneath that shell, we could be looking at a really serious problem here. So I just want to scrub around here and just see if we can remove a few of the bugs that are around these holes here.
Homer the turtle is lucky to be alive after finding himself in the jaws of the playful Coda.
Just keep on circling. Yeah, Coda. You got to feel for Jodie. She's been put in charge of Homer, and all of a sudden the worst possible scenario has unfolded. Coda has bitten into Homer and left 2 big bite wounds. When I push the forceps in, we're actually losing them in there.
There is a hole in there.
Homer's been lucky in one way because one of those bite wounds hasn't penetrated into his lungs, but the other one is quite deep. And that's the one we're going to have to pay very special attention to make sure an infection doesn't develop.
There we go.
A shot of antibiotics will help fight off any infection. But Chris is also worried about another nasty injury.
He's also got this big crack here. Was that caused by Coda as well?
No, that was from a fall.
OK, so he's had a fall before this,
Yeah.
not with you?
No, since my little friend down there's had a go, it's, yeah, worse.
This needs to be fixed, though, because you can see each time it drops down, it pushes into his neck, which is going to really inhibit how well he can breathe, and it's going to get in the way of his leg as well.
Chris needs to take Homer back to the clinic for some structural repairs.
Going to be OK without him? Probably going to enjoy the lack of responsibility for a while.
Oh, get out.
Another wee.
Better you than me.
You right? Now that I know that Ken's got an abscess and that thing is filled with pus, the only way to treat it is to actually make an incision in it with a scalpel blade and drain it.
4-month-old police puppy Ken is undergoing surgery to remove a massive abscess from his jaw.
What I'm doing now is I'm putting in a drain, which is basically going to keep the abscess open, allow us to clean it, allow that bacteria to drain out, because as soon as that skin closes over, the infection will start up again.
Ken's drain will remain in place for 3 days.
Now we're going to put him on a course of antibiotics and anti-inflammatories and hope that that heals up. Now you have a good night's sleep. Now you're going to feel so much better. It's not looking like a tough police dog right now. It's just a big baby. Only 4 months old. I think everyone forgets that when you look how big he is. He is just a little boy. And then in 1 year's time, you probably won't be doing any more cuddles like this. Be chasing those baddies. Just a baby.
We definitely need it waterproof, so the aqua's going to be the go. OK, good stuff.
Chris and Homer have made a detour on the way back to the clinic for some unusual medical supplies.
For boat repairs, it's close enough to a boat, isn't it? Got a special one for you. Meet Homer. Homer's been chewed on.
Oh, it's not your regular chew toy.
On his first day with his babysitter Jodie, Homer found himself at the mercy of her golden retriever, Coda.
Got a big crack here. If he was to tear that off, it's just going to rip his whole neck right open.
Oh, poor baby. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's for boats. Boats go in the water.
Turtles go in water.
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
The game plan is to use this putty to put across that crack there, and then once it hardens, it'll really lock that bit of shell in place. And the important thing about this is it's waterproof. So once he is better, he can actually go in the water and not worry about this falling apart.
The putty Chris is using is non-toxic, but this is a job for the professionals.
Got me. It's been taking too long, and he wants it over. Sounds good.
With the panel beating finished, Homer can now take his shell for a test drive.
Come and get me, big guy. Come on. Yeah. Oh,
Homer is definitely on the move and on the mend, but the wounded reptile will be kept under watch at the clinic to ensure the antibiotics have stopped any infection from Coda's teeth.
Not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You actually can't see my handiwork now.
Ken, hello, gorgeous. Look at you. Oh, my goodness. This is a puppy.
Just 1 day after having an agonising abscess removed from his jaw, Lisa's unusual patient, apprentice cop Ken, is back to his playful best.
Watch out. Watch out, criminals. You cannot compare Ken from yesterday to today. He is a handful. I can barely control him, and he is just behaving like a normal pup. right, this is about as close as I'm going to get. The jaw looks a lot better as well. The swelling doesn't look as angry, and it's definitely less painful to touch, so I think he's on the road to recovery. Now you look like a cop.
She's half the mouse she used to be. Okay, you're looking good. I don't like the brush.
Little Pinot is recovering after Chris removed her massive tumour. The pet mouse nearly died on the operating table after a huge loss of blood.
To nearly being dead in the surgery to all of a sudden being alive and full of energy, it's quite a transformation.
She's now ready to go home to Elliot.
I think it's time for some home delivery. How are you?
Thank you.
I've got someone to see you here.
Oh, Pino.
So she's no longer a full-bodied Pinot. She is
Pinot Light.
She is Pinot Light. I got to tell you, I don't want to freak you out, but she came pretty close to the edge. She was
gosh.
in a pretty bad way. That came out of her. It's pretty amazing that.
Yuck. I could not rest my head if she had died. It would be so sad. I kept on thinking about it, and then occasionally I felt like crying.
If you'd have told me that my biggest achievement this week would have been saving a tiny mouse, then I probably would have laughed. But after meeting Elliot, it does feel like a huge accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. You obviously love her so much, so the least I could do was give her a chance.
Yes.
I'm glad it worked out. See you, little buddy.
As for Lisa's patients, the puppies are recovering well from their eye surgery, and all have found new homes through Shar-Pei Rescue.
Hello.
Hello.
I recognise those eyelashes. Hello, gorgeous. You must be Joe.
Yes, and this is Lily.
Oh, Lily. Hey, Jack, do you love Lily? Ooh, yeah. It's one thing that we did the surgery to help them see again, but now that I know that Lily has a loving family, it just warms my heart.
Thank you so much.
And good luck. See you later.
Take care, bye.
Someone's very upset.
Love, she has to go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I'll see you soon, Jack. My patients never get upset to say goodbye to me, but Jack and I were best buddies. Love at first sight. It was pretty heartbreaking that he was so upset when I was leaving. Aw, it's nice that someone loves me. Aw.
Oh, Coda. Don't look at him like that.
Chris is now returning the patched-up Homer to Jodie. The unrepentant Coda has been banished to the balcony.
The big issue with Homer now is water, because I don't want him getting water in these.
Okay.
I don't mind if his head goes under, I don't mind if the base of his shell goes under, but those two holes can't go under water.
Homer's battle scars will take at least 3 weeks to heal, but his owners will be back from holidays before then.
I'm going to have to bite the bullet and tell them I'm not very good with secrets, especially when there's 2 big holes to prove it.
I often say it, but in this situation, I really mean it. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
I've done all I can for Homer, but really, I think the safest thing for him is get Coda a dog toy, one that's not living.
Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
Is this Ken?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
little Kenny.
God. Not so
Well, medium-sized
little
Kenny
anymore.
now.
3 months later, Lisa is summoned by the boys in blue to check up on police trainee Ken and his surrogate dad, Tony.
I was a little bit concerned that having an abscess on his jaw was going to slow down his training, but he's passed the first stage.
That's a good dog.
You can see there's a look in his eye and a strength in that jaw that he is going to be a serious police dog one day. Do you want me to hold on to
If you
him?
don't mind. He's wanting to come with me. Woohoo! feeling is he'll be like his father, an absolute terror on the streets. All I can say is look out, criminals.
So he's walking along, minding his own business. He has a look. It's better.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
So he's interested, but he's not doing that lunging, desperate dive to bite.
Well, he's not trying to kill anymore.
At Bondi, the last of Chris's unusual assignments, the skateboard-hating Chester, is also making progress.
But see, that's a big improvement.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not cured, but I think he's getting there, you know? Give him time.
But one more test, though.
OK.
It's about as large as a test gets.
OK, cool.
Nothing going on? Chester's reaction or non-reaction is great. You're not interested. You want to leave. There's no doubt there's been some rather unorthodox techniques used to help Chester. iPods, walking a skateboard. It's been strange, but today I think we've seen that it has made a difference.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen for more great content. And for free, exclusive, never seen before Bondi Vet stories, you can sign up to bondipet.com, and you can do so via the link in the description.